Hello everyone. So we have in our studio today Dhwani Bhargav, and welcome Dhwani.
Thank you so much.
So Dhwani is working with us, I can say, or getting mentored by us for her campus interviews, and we just thought it will be a great opportunity for all of you to benefit from Dhwani's experience. And Dhwani has a wonderful life so far, and I'm sure she'll have a great life going ahead.
Thanks
And
a lot.
no one better than Dhwani for you to listen to and draw inspiration from. So welcome Dhwani once again. Okay. So I have a set of questions for you.
Sure.
But what better than you start with telling us about yourself?
Sure. So, my name is Dhwani Bhargav. I was born and brought up near Delhi in a business family. Ever since I was a child, I always felt drawn towards the field of arts, which is why I decided to take up a career in mass media, and I started working in Filter Copy Pocket Aces, which is a leading digital entertainment company of India, recently acquired by Saregama.
Okay.
So my work at Pocket Aces mostly entailed creating branded content and also overseeing end-to-end execution. Which is when I realized that I really enjoy the marketing side of things.
Right.
So, researching our audiences, crafting data-driven narratives, and driving engagement, these are some of the things that were favorite about my job. So, I decided to pursue an MBA.
Okay.
I am eager to work on my marketing and business strategy skills, and I hope to maybe one day lead impactful campaigns which not only sell products but also truly connect with the audiences.
Right. Thanks. And how long have you been working, Dhwani?
So I have been working around 3.5 years, where 2 years were in-house corporate, and I think 1 year has been working as a freelancer in Mumbai while also assisting in my family business.
Okay, great. So that's a whole lot of things you've done even after your graduation. So tell me, what was that moment when you decided कि MBA करना ही है?
I think I was managing one of our shoot sets when I handled a crisis really well. If I were to say in extremely short sentence, it started raining and our entire set fell, so derailing our operations by 2 hours, and I was able to manage that entire operation very well. I think that is when I realized that okay, I have some potential in me to be able to lead teams and truly create influence in people's life. That's when I decided that okay, MBA तो कर सकती हूँ मैं.
कर सकती हूँ.
कर सकती हूँ. Potential है MBA.
Potential है. तो अब तक ये क्यों नहीं सोचा कि आपको से after your graduation, and tell me a little about your undergraduation, your graduation also.
So I completed my bachelor's in mass communication from Symbiosis Pune. I graduated in the year 2021, and I specialized in audiovisual content. One thing my dean in SCMC used to always say is that college khatam karte hi masters mein mat lag jao, because you yet don't truly value the importance of education. Even while in college, because somewhere our parents were funding our education, I think what we don't realize is we end up missing classes, we end up not taking it too seriously. So I decided that let's work and let's see what is missing in me which I need to work on, and then go for masters. So I think I spent 3 years exploring myself, seeing where my weaknesses lie, what my strengths are, and I think now when I'll start my MBA, I know what to focus on and what to work on to after 2 years graduate as a better person.
Great. That's a very different insight, I must say, Dhwani. So if you were to reset the clock, now that you know how the 3 years have gone by, and you go back to your graduation day, or say when you're in your second year of your graduation, would you think differently, having known all that has transpired after that?
I think one thing which I definitely missed out on in college was, while studying in a film school, you get all the resources possible in your school where you can create films and you can actually truly understand how the film industry functions while being in college.
So real life experience.
Real life experiences. I think I missed out on that opportunity, so I would like, so maybe if say I would have made better utilization of those resources and gained more experience in college, then maybe I would have ended up going for masters after 2 years and not 3.
Not okay.
Maybe I would have understood better. But I honestly think it's good to have 2.5, 3 years of work experience before going for a degree like MBA.
Right.
You are placed in a cohort of all these diverse individuals that you need to compete with. It's a highly competitive, environment.
Sure.
So I think to be able to stand on 2 feet, you should have a good work experience.
Okay. You believe even if you have to reset and go back in
definitely.
time, you would do this?
Yes, maybe I would try and aim for a more diverse experience. Maybe
Right.
Working as a marketing associate in a brand would have added more value to my portfolio as well in the 3rd year. But it's okay. I think we should not have regrets in life.
Right.
Whatever we experience, they shape us who we are today, right?
Excellent. That's
So-
a very positive
Thank you.
outlook. Great. So now that you decided you're going to do an MBA, whenever you did
Correct.
at that moment,
Yes.
what was the thought process? How did you decide which college, or did you decide the exam first? What did you do?
So I was actually one of the main colleges that I'm aiming for is ISB.
Right.
And I think when I was trying to figure out what kind of college fits best for me, I wasn't very satisfied by other universities and the alumni network that they had, and even I went through their websites and I wasn't very satisfied with the environment they set out. I think ISB is something that truly impressed me. The fact that they also resonate, like their philosophy resonates with mine, where you should have work experience before you do MBA. I think that also really impressed me.
You. Okay.
So I kind of went through their website, I saw what you need to get admission into ISB, which is why I decided to give GMAT as well.
Right.
So I think that's how, in that moment when I was deciding to do MBA, I think I came across ISB site and it all just connected.
Right.
Let's hope it connects better now when I get admission as well.
I'm sure.
But yes.
But you didn't end up taking CAT.
No, I did not end up taking CAT. I was planning on taking CAT, but due to some family emergencies, I couldn't. But it's fine because anyway, my main aim is ISB. So,
ISB.
Yes.
Great. So as you were preparing for your GMAT,
Correct.
and I'm assuming you prepared for CAT also, though you didn't
correct.
take it.
Correct.
What were the specific challenges you faced, Dhwani?
So one of the major challenges that I faced was that I dropped mathematics in my 11th grade. So the last time I studied maths was in 10th. I think after my school, because my college was in such an arts background, I have practically not touched academic since
For math? or
I think
quant?
even for quant and even I think for verbal ability for almost 8 years.
Okay.
So I think getting back after working for so long, when you sit and try to study, it becomes really difficult.
Right.
So I think that was a challenge for me because my work also entailed, going from one place to another, doing so many things in a single day, versus then my life suddenly became where I have to sit in front of the dining table and just study for hours. I think that was a challenge I faced. It was not something that I thought I will face because I've always had a good academic record, but it was. So I think that, and second thing was, your life becomes still when you're preparing for GMAT, but everyone else's life continues moving. So dealing with that, you have to sacrifice on your friend groups making certain plans. You have to maybe miss out on some family events. You also have to continuously deal with the fact that on LinkedIn, everyone else is continuing their work journey. They're getting promotions while you're in this house stuck, not knowing what is going to happen next. So the anticipation of what will happen next and the anxiety of feeling like your life is not
Left out.
moving forward and left out, in Gen Z's term, FOMO. I think that was also a very big
big thing.
challenge that I faced. Yes.
That's right. So, staying on this point then, I'm going back. Do you think it's tougher to prepare for these exams when you're working?
Definitely. I think one thing that I would try and do is, as soon as my graduation got over and when I started working at Filtercopy, when you start a new job, the first 6 months are comparatively light and slow, especially because you're a fresher, so they don't give you that many responsibilities. So I think one thing I would do is maybe try and give my GMAT back then.
Right.
I think because I would have still been studying for my college final exam, so I would have been in the study zone.
Sure.
So probably maybe because GMAT is also, I think the score is valid for 5 years. So if I would have done that, then maybe it would have been better for me.
Then.
Yeah, then.
But you never thought of CAT then?
No, I never thought of CAT then.
So you always knew you're going to work and then go
Yes,
ahead and do it.
yes.
All right. So the next logical question. In all this chaos that you said, you had this FOMO, everyone's life went ahead.
Yes.
You thought it was a pause for you.
Yes.
What was your motivation? What kept you motivated?
I am someone who truly believes in the power of how art can bring about a great change in the society, and I always knew I wanted to contribute to some percent of that change.
Sure.
So I think the aspiration to maybe one day lead meaningful branded campaigns is what kept me motivated.
Okay.
I think in today's time you keep seeing all these great marketing campaigns coming about. Growing up, Dove used to be a very major brand that
Right.
made you feel that okay, you don't need a particular skin color or a particular body type to be beautiful.
Right.
You are beautiful just the way you are. I think those campaigns and that aspiration to, that urge in me that okay, I want to maybe for some woman or some girl out there create such a thing that she can one day from her TV see this and feel that okay, even if kids in my school are bullying me, it's fine. Dove says that I'm beautiful, so I'm beautiful. So I think that urge is what kept me motivated.
So your urge that if you do an MBA,
Yes.
you're going to end up doing something
Yes.
for someone you don't know yet,
Yes.
with something you don't know
Something
yet.
I don't know yet.
But you know that MBA is going to lead you there.
Yes, correct.
And for that you have to do this.
Yes.
Kept you going. Wow.
Basically.
Wow. Wow. This is what I call absolute long-term thinking
Correct.
and clarity in your life goal. So it's such a beautiful thing. Okay. So maybe I will jump to a question and say, from here, okay, since you decided to prepare for MBA to differentiate yourself
Correct.
with the person you are.
With the person
Okay,
I
I
am,
never
yes.
heard you say that you wanted to be the best or whatever.
Yeah,
Which is
yes.
another beautiful thing, right? So how are you preparing now to ace that interview to differentiate yourself?
So one thing that works really, I think, well in my favor is that I come from a diverse background.
Right.
So that differentiating factor, I think, somewhere already exists a little bit.
Right.
But what I'm working on is how to truly present the story of me coming from a diverse background and then wanting to do MBA, which normally is a trajectory for someone coming from, say, a BCom or
Sure.
a BBA, right?
Sure.
So I think that story is what I'm working on. I also feel being stuck in the media industry, I mean, stuck is not a right word, but being there in the media industry for 3 years, I've been obsessed with pop culture and our regular media culture, right?
Sure.
So I'm not that much aware about the business and economic aspects of things. So I think that is what I've been working on recently. I've been trying to follow the news. I've been trying to understand economics better and gain more business insights. I think
Right.
that's how I'm preparing for my interview.
Right. So if I have to put it like a silver bullet for people who are listening, what I heard you say is you know your strengths
Yes.
and you're leveraging on it.
Correct.
And you know a gap and you're working hard
towards filling the
filling
gap.
that.
Definitely.
Excellent,
definitely,
excellent.
yes. I think one more thing which I'm working on is because I come from an arts background, my way of speaking is a little informal, I would say. So I think I'm also trying to formalize and professionalize my way of speaking, which will
Yeah.
help me better fit into the cohort of MBA students. So I think that is also something I'm working on.
I'm glad to hear that,
Yes.
given I've seen some of your texts in our
Correct.
initial times. But what I would say back to you, Dhwani, sometimes these are very intrinsic traits.
Correct.
And you can turn it to your advantage.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay, great. So maybe I shouldn't let you go from here without asking you two more very solid questions,
Sure.
which others will benefit from. So, what is the message you have to all women, especially listening to us now, and they are hesitant doing an MBA? So, what's your message to such a cohort?
So I think one message I would drive is like I would like to share a little anecdote as well.
Sure.
Before I give the message. When I started working as an assistant director, there used to be set filled with men, right? The light crew was men, the costume department was all men, the art department was all men. There were just men out there, and I, a 21-year-old.
This is 3 years back.
This is 3 years back, and I, a 21-year-old, a little girl, made to boss around these men and come up with solutions and coordinate between team. I used to be very uncomfortable and nervous in the beginning.
Sure.
So I think what I realized was you have to own that uncomfortableness and that nervousness, and I think they are as uncomfortable as you are. So you need to be the one to break the ice so that they also make you feel more comfortable.
Sure.
So I think that is the same scenario when it comes to wanting to do an MBA. Most of these colleges we see are they have more male members than female members. So anyone is bound to feel a little nervous because how will I fit in, right? How will I make friends? How will I make connections? Will I feel overwhelmed by so many so many male energy? So I think own that. Everyone is an individual at the end of the day, and your individual strengths is what will make you prosper. There's this stereotype that if women scream then they're crazy, but I don't think that is actually true. I have screamed on a lot of sets, and everyone used to say that ध्वनि कितनी cute लगती है चिल्लाते हुए भी.
गाते हुए चिल्लाए?
Yes. So the thing is कि don't believe in those stereotypes. I think they're just meant to hold you back.
Okay.
You should definitely go for whatever career you aspire to go in. In fact, one problem that many women might also face is that whether or not they want to start a family while doing an MBA. I myself have been in a long-term relationship for almost 8-9 years, and in fact I am also planning on maybe soon getting engaged while doing MBA, which is also perfectly fine. You don't need to stop any plans or anything. It's just education, so just go for it, I think.
So you're basically saying don't stereotype.
I think
don't stereotype yourself.
Don't stereotype yourself. Just be an individual. Don't go with the thinking that, oh, I'm a woman, how will I do this? Oh, I'm Dhwani and I will do this.
Excellent.
I think
excellent.
that's how.
So one for the road now.
Yes.
I keep saying last. This is genuinely the last.
It's fine.
Somewhere, Dhwani, as we were speaking, you said now you think or you thought I can do an MBA. And without attributing this to a self-doubt, in a way it is till then you didn't think.
Correct.
So it's an element or lot of self-doubt. Okay, so what's the message to all women out there who are watching us now, and how do they overcome this self-doubt?
I think overcoming self-doubt definitely comes with a lot of exploration. So what works really well for me is that I derive a lot of messaging from art again. So I love watching women-led films. Like Meryl Streep is one of the biggest role models that I have.
For you, yeah.
So I think watch more content. See, I was recently following Palki Sharma's life, and I think follow more such women. I think seeing their life, you will feel that okay, if they can do it, so can you. That has what has helped me a lot. Make better role models for yourself. We tend to why make men role models? Make female role models. I think that will really help you. Get inspired from others' learnings. I mean, you only told this to me that you should get inspired not by their mistakes but by their learnings. If someone has already learned something, don't waste your energy in trying to gain the same lesson. Learn it from them and gain better lessons from your experience.
Right. So it's music to my ears, what you're saying. And to me, Dhwani, I think you're one of those who already many women must be seeking inspiration from. And I hope you continue on this path.
Thank you so much.
So all the very best to you.
Thank you
so much.
Yes.
Thank you.